Hey guys, this is Adam from Dodjit.com and this is your video briefing for Monday the 19th of October 2009. Well, since our last video, nothing really has changed, and basically I just want to show you that in our last video we stated that breaking a psychological level is normally it's not going to really happen the first time round. And as you can see, we broke out, I think it was on Tuesday or Wednesday we broke out. Thursday we climbed slightly higher. We're talking about the Dow Jones Industrial Average at the moment. And then Friday we dropped below the 10,000 mark. We closed at 9,995.91. Now I still think we're going to come down to test this level of roughly around 9,920, something like that. But, you know, we're really going to just have to see how the markets open today. From what I'm looking at the moment, Asian markets are already climbing higher. So, if we're not going to receive a pullback on this, take into consideration that we could trade 1 or 2 more days a little bit mixed around this area before breaking higher. The overall trend still looks good. I was analysing some stocks over the weekend. At the moment, to tell you the truth, you can't really find that many stocks that are showing bearish patterns, and most of the stocks at the moment, they're showing very, very good patterns, very bullish patterns, and basically they're just going all according to the major trend. Most of the stocks are receiving a lot of momentum due to this major trend that we're now climbing higher. Now, what I'm going to do basically in this video is I'm going to just flip through a few different things that we were mentioning on the website, on the different articles on the website. I just want to make this video into a type of follow-through video. So basically what I'm looking at the moment is crude oil. This is WTI crude. And basically if you look, we broke out of this bullish triangle here. We've got resistance around this level. We had major trend line support around here. We just broke out of that. Let's just zoom in on that. We can see we broke out. Now normally what I like to do, if I receive quite a few candles that have really pushed an indice or a currency pair higher, I normally start to take a little bit of profit on the way up. And basically what that does, it ensures me that I'm at least taking some profit on the position. Now, normally after such a rally higher, we're normally going to receive a slight pullback. This obviously is now just starting a new trend. If you're now just entering the trade, wait for a pullback, wait for a slight retracement. You know, I'm talking about a swing trade retracement, and obviously if the dollar continues to show weakness, then this is a trade that you might want to be thinking of taking higher. Flipping over to the dollar index chart, this is really bad. It doesn't look good for the dollar at the moment. As you can see, we're continuing to decline. Let's just zoom in on this recent pattern. And basically, if you look also, we have now bounced off of minus support. The trend still does look like it's going to decline, but I think we're going to receive a little bit of a bounce around this area to come up and test our major resistance trend line, which then coincides with the crude oil chart. Then obviously we're going to receive a slight pullback on that, and we might even receive a slight pullback on equities. It really all does coincide one with each other. Obviously if we are going to break this upper trend line, this resistance trend line, so then that's something you're going to want to take into consideration, that we might see a slight turning point of the dollar. At the moment though, the trend is down. Now, I just want to follow up on one chart, the pound against the US dollar. At the moment, we are receiving this type of cup and handle pattern. We stated this in a few of the reports. You've got your upper trend line now at the moment here. So obviously, if we're going to break that level, take into consideration upper resistance around here, 1.6663. If we break that higher, then I think it's going to be full steam ahead. We've got our lower trend line like that. So we basically have this cup and handle pattern. Normally indicates to a reversal, a major reversal to the upside. Take it into consideration. Take also into consideration the 1.6663 area. That's going to be a critical resistance level, as we did receive resistance once, twice, 3 times, 4 around here. We received a breakout around here. It turned out to be a false. 5 times, so we could get stuck a little bit around this area. Now, the last 2 charts that I'm going to focus on, they're not going to be major currency pairs. What they're going to be are 2 trades, because I was basically going over all the charts over the weekend. I couldn't really find anything that interesting. Most of the currency pairs are already broken out. Most of them have already shown a nice rally. And I normally tend to enter trades according to pullbacks or breakouts as the trend is starting. What I did find was like this. This is the CHF against the JPY. Now, normally I don't like to trade this currency pair. I'm not really fond at all of the pairs against the currencies against the Japanese yen. But if you take a look at this, you've got at the moment this nice trend line coming like that. We've got this whole symmetrical triangle thing going on along here, and we are now just breaking out of that. Let's just zoom in on that. Breaking out of it and now testing our trend line. So this could now set up for a nice trade. What I would like to see is further consolidation around this area just to stabilize out a little bit, and then we might be thinking of taking this higher. The target that we could use on this could be our prior high roughly around here. So it does look like a nice trade. Again, I would wait to see if it further consolidates a little bit around this area, receives a little bit of stability, especially after this massive rally up higher. I like to normally watch to see if the price doesn't drop, meaning that there's further strength left in this rally. The last chart I want to show you guys is the Australian dollar against the New Zealand dollar. Now, this is basically a pair that normally trades around this massive pivot, because the Australian dollar and the New Zealand dollar normally trade in the same type of direction. So the movement we're going to receive on this pair is normally not going to be that much, and compared to other currency pairs such as the US dollar against the Japanese yen. What I do want to show you is like this. We are now on our upper trend line. You can see it, and we are in this channel going lower, so meaning that the major trend obviously is going lower, and we are now on our major upper trend line resistance level. Take that into consideration. Could be starting to set up for a drop. Let's see how it plays out. We're going to have to obviously follow the Australian dollar against the US dollar and the New Zealand dollar against the US dollar to see relative strength. This is something though you might just want to keep an eye out on. Let's see how it plays out. Hope you enjoyed the video. My name is Adam from Dodjit.com.